Well, it is back to reality as the school holidays are over and people are returning back to their boring desks after a holiday, even the long weekends. Now, we all know how many hours on end you can sit at your desk. So why not decorate your office space the way you would perhaps decorate your home? So we asked a decor editor, Chrizanda van Wyk, to join us in studio this morning to show us how we can add more pizzazz to our workspace. Chrizanda, it's great having you on Expresso. Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
So we are talking about, revamping your desks. What are some of the key points we need to remember when doing such a task?
Well, I can first start off by why it's important.
Yes.
Spending 8 hours a day anywhere, for that matter, asks for a little bit of comfort, if not visual comfort. I feel that if you are in a bad space, if you're literally in a bad space, you'll feel like you're in a bad space. It will definitely reflect in your work. So, bring beautiful things to your table, make it you. It should reflect you. It should be an area where you could be productive and, sit down and...
Yeah, especially if you're spending so much time at your desk, make it an enjoyable space. So what are some of the key factors we need to keep in mind when revamping our desk?
Well, before you go and buy the midnight blue bin or the gold stapler,
yes.
First assess what you need. Is it, are you in a creative space where you need a lot of, an environment where you need a lot of space to unpack layouts? Are you an accountant where you need like as little as possible on your desk, but you need a lot of organizing solutions? Are you a doctor or a psychologist or banker who need to consult people at a desk? All of those factors you need to keep those in mind before actually going about the splurge.
Yeah.
And then obviously factors to keep in mind is your employees or your colleagues. Like, you can't put a massive plant on your desk if it's going to bother the person next to you. You also can't, don't bring in different objects that satirical or religious things that you might find inspiring or funny. It could be really offensive to someone else. So keep those at home.
Okay.
For your home desk.
So it's very important to reflect on, what it is you do, what you need in that space, and of course also to be mindful of those around you. I'm generally a minimalist. I find I'm most productive when I have as little distractions on my desk. But what are some of the current decor trends for your workspace?
Yeah. So in terms of decor trend, there's not something like you need to have this pen or that notebook. But just in general, workspaces, companies tend to when they redecorate at the moment, or actually since probably from 5 years ago, people tend to accommodate a millennial-friendly environment.
Okay.
Millennials, they adapt to change quite easily. They are also very focused on self-growth, and which is why people don't really work at the same company for 20 years. So companies try and make it as pleasant as possible for the employee there. So you'll see a lot of open plans, gone are the days of little glass cubicles and isolated offices. So open plan spaces are definitely a trend in workspaces. In offices, it's an overarching trend. And then you get communal areas, communal kitchen areas, communal seating areas, where you can actually go and sit on a couch with your feet on the couch with cappuccino and do little brainstorm, sit, stand, desk. Those types of things are workspace trends. But then when it gets to the decor on your desk, I'm very much a less is more type of person.
Me as well.
So I would say to introduce color and texture is something anyone can do, but try and I know we'll talk about this setup later.
Yeah.
But try and have a theme and bring color and texture in with something that you can frequently change.
Okay. Well, Chrizanda is with us in studio. We'll catch more with her. It's all about being productive in your workspace. We're going to talk through the setup we have here in front of us. So do stay tuned as we will dig a little deeper into this topic of how you can stay productive in a beautiful space.